Good morning and welcome back to today's lecture. In the last lecture, we have seen something about resistance, the concept of electric current, the current density, and Ohm's law. And from Ohm's law, we derived resistance, and we discussed the resistance is given by V by I, and its symbol is like this. Okay, that is the thing. Okay. Now, before we go further, we have to know what are the rules of resistance. Today we will have to discuss the rules of resistance. Rules of resistance will also be discussed as the laws of resistance, what we call. Number one is the resistance increases with length. That is, the resistance of a conductor is directly proportional to the length. Clear? And number two is resistance is inversely proportional to the cross-sectional area. Remember, one thing is the resistance proportional to L, other is resistance proportional to 1 by A. Two things are there. Okay. Now, out of these two things, what we have, that if we combine them, then we write L by A, and we have a constant of proportionality L, rho L by A. This rho is called specific resistance or resistivity. This is a new physical terms, of course. You know that the term resistance is, as usual, is a physical quantity, and it is a ratio between V and I. One thing we have discussed, and also it gives that it is that physical quantity which measures that which can count that how the current is resisted in a given conductor. And resistivity is very similar to that of resistance, and we can also say that it also has the resistivity is a property by which it is decided that how strongly the flow of current is resisted or is opposed in a conductor. Okay, it is we call resistivity. And after this, now if we have this R is proportional to L and R is inversely proportional to A, there may be some confusion. You may have sometime it is okay that you know that R is proportional to L and R is proportional to 1 by A, you know. But if you practically see that yes, is it possible that practically that A's resistance increases with length? You know it well that one is directly proportional, other is inversely proportional. एक को भी अगर आपको क्लियर दिख जाए कि रेजिस्टेंस वास्तव में लेंथ के साथ बढ़ रहा है या नहीं, अगर ये आपको चीज दिख जाए तो आपको ये चीज क्लियर हो जाएगा कि दूसरी चीज जो है क्रॉस सेक्शन एरिया वो आपका कम होगा, यानी कि जितने ज्यादा क्रॉस सेक्शन एरिया होगा उतने ही कम उसका रेजिस्टेंस होगा. फॉर प्रैक्टिकल पर्पस, सपोज वी हैव a thin wire and thick wire. Naturally, thick wire has larger cross-sectional area. It will definitely have less resistance. Suppose we are having two wires. One is this one, other is this one. This is thicker, this is thinner. It's if we consider that they are almost of the same length, they are almost of the same equal length, but if I say that what is the length of this, it is very simple. Suppose length of this is around 15 centimeters, also around 15 centimeter, but its resistance is less than this one if they are considered to be made up of same material. Okay, and therefore but if we have to have resistance, if they are of the equal length, then and their cross-section area is also equal, then they will have the equal resistance. Let us see. suppose we have a resistance wire. I am connecting both the ends of the wire with a multimeter. Now you can see around 50 or 49 ohm is the resistance of this much of length. You can very easily see. If it is just disturbed, then its value is varied, but let it be stable first, then only we can say that what is its exact value. It is around 50, 56, 57 like this. Okay, now I am decreasing the length. This is in unstable state. Okay, now this is the correct one, and I am further decreasing. I am again taking from this side. It is resistance, yes. Its value decreases. After it gets stable, then you can see its value is less. It is further less. It is further less. With you see that is it one end, another end is this one. Length is this much. Length is less. The resistance is less. Now, if we increase the length, the resistance is increased. Again, I am increasing the length. Its resistance is further increased. I am increasing the length again. Now length is larger. Length is further large. Once it is stable out, then only you can confirm. Now it is stable. It is further like this. Okay. One thing we have already seen that whenever we reduce the length, the value of resistance definitely decreases. And during the functioning of this multimeter, what happens? You can see some readings are very variable. Say 100, it becomes more than 200, something like. Let it be stable first, because due to some disturbance, due to some current fluctuation in the wire, there is some problem. But irrespective of that, once the subtle reading you observe, you see that the larger the length of the wire, smaller will be the subtle reading of this multimeter. This is taken in the resistance mode when we determine the resistance of this wire. This wire is in fact heater wire, and this heater wire is definitely, it is made up of nichrome. Okay, and this is used for having relatively larger resistivity than copper and other, and therefore we use this. We will discuss it in the next phase. Okay. Well, we have discussed what is resistivity. We have found that it is written as rho, and rho equal to R A by L. Therefore, unit of rho is ohm meter. Unit of rho is ohm meter. Okay, and now if we just say that inverse of rho is another physical quantity which is called sigma, that is your conductivity. Remember, the resistivity and conductivity, they are just mutually opposite significance. The resistivity decides that how strongly the flow of current in any conductor can be resisted. Resistivity. And conductivity decides how smoothly the conduction of current takes place through a given medium or given conducting medium. Well, okay. Now, second thing, once we discuss resistivity and this, then what is the unit of conductivity? Its unit of conductivity is ohm minus 1, meter minus 1. This is also known as MHO mho, and M minus 1. This is also known as Siemens meter minus 1 or SM minus 1. This is another unit. This is part of SI unit. That ohm meter is SI unit of resistivity, and SI unit of conductivity is SM minus 1. That is 7 meter minus 1. Okay. Now, while discussing resistivity and conductivity, we have to know that both are the characteristic property of the material of a conductor. Remember, material of a conductor का कोई specific कोई characteristic property है जो कि खाली temperature of physical condition में depend करता है. It does not depend on the length. It does not depend on the cross section area. Remember, the same wire is given, and this wire is given of say copper. If we determine its resistance, then longer wire may have larger resistance, shorter wire may have less resistance. But if we have to determine resistivity, whatever is the longer wire or thicker wire, the same material, same texture, the same will be for shorter wire or thinner wire or thicker wire. Remember, resistivity is a characteristic property. It does not depend on the size and shape. Remember, it depends only on the temperature and the physical conditions, surrounding physical conditions like humidity, pressure, etc. Okay. And after knowing the rules for resistivity, rules of resistance, let me discuss is the resistivity. Yes, before we discuss further, we must know that resistivity can have another definition in terms of current density. Current density in my last lecture we taught. हमने पिछले लेक्चर में करंट डेंसिटी के बारे में बताया था, मतलब करंट अपॉन एरिया सिंपली. ठीक है, जब किसी करंट किसी वायर के अक्रॉस करंट दिया जाता है, इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड डेवलप किया जाता है, देन करंट फ्लोज. then current per unit cross sectional area is current density. तो मैं करंट डेंसिटी और इसमें देखते हैं तो कैसे मान के चलते हैं. सपोज इट इज ए वायर, ओके, एंड इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड E is passing through it, maybe by means of some battery or whatever is there. The direction of current will also be the direction of current will also be in the direction of electric field. इसमें तो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. Okay. Now voltage equal to, by means of this, voltage could be, if length of the wire is L, voltage or potential difference is E by E into L. E into L. It is the total voltage. And voltage can also be written as I into R, E into L. Clear? You have seen this thing. This is what is I? I is this much and L is this much. Now R in terms of rho, let us write. This is rho L by A, E into L. L cancel out and we are left with I upon A into rho upon A equal to E. This is your current density, rho and E. Therefore, rho can be equal to E upon J. E upon J, that is the resistivity of the material of a wire or a conductor is always equal to the ratio between electric field and the current density. This is another definition of rho. We have seen the definition of rho according to the rules of resistance, the laws of resistance, and now it comes like this. Okay, this is what we have, the rules for current rules for this definition for resistivity. Okay, now on the basis of resistivity different materials are classified. Okay, next is classification of materials in terms of resistivity. One, in general term, when we say that this is classified, that means different, always remember, different type of materials are there. Some can conduct electricity very smoothly, some cannot conduct electricity very smoothly, and some can never conduct electricity. All the three types of things are there. Basically, what we have, any a material can be divided into three types of categories, or it is any material is classified in three categories, and they are conductors, insulators, and semiconductors. Okay, now conductors are those which allow the smooth passage of current, or which can allow the smooth conduction of current through them. They are conductors, and they have very minimum, very less resistivity, almost negligible. The resistivity in a conductor is from 10 to the power minus 8 ohm meter to 10 to the power minus 6 ohm meter. Okay, this is what we have in conductors. What happens in insulators? In case of insulator, it can never allow any current to conduct through them. That means it has very, very high resistivity. It has very high resistivity. It may have resistivity 10 to the power plus 4 ohm meter to 10 to the power 16 ohm meter. Okay, this is insulator. जो करंट जिसके थ्रू पास ही नहीं हो सकता, आर पार ही नहीं जा सकता है, उसको लगा दो, बैटरी लगा दो, कुछ भी लगा दो, बट इट कैन नेवर अलो करंट टू कंडक्ट. ये है इंसुलेटर. कंडक्टर क्या कि करंट बैटरी लगाया, कुछ लगा, फट से करंट पास करने लगे और आपके बल्ब जो भी है दैट कुड गिव द लाइट. ये ध्यान देने वाली चीज है, ये कंडक्टर का काम है. इट इज द रोल ऑफ कंडक्टर. रोल ऑफ इंसुलेटर, that means it can never allow current to pass through them. And semiconductor, its resistivity lies between those of conductors and insulators. That means it can have a resistivity 10 to the power minus 6 ohm meter to 10 to the power 4 ohm meter. Okay, that is we may take the least resistance, greatest resistivity from there and the least resistivity from insulator. This is the conditions. And now examples, all the metals including copper, aluminum, iron, etc. are conductors, and insulators like pure water. We can take rubber, we can take anything like glass, quartz, etc. Okay, and for semiconductor we mostly take germanium or silicon. They are the most common semiconductors. Of course, there are many other things like gallium arsenide. That's also very good semiconductors. But that is in fact a combination of two materials. And here also we can have other things like quartz. And here we can have even nichrome. Nichrome has conductivity around 60 times more. 60 times more than that of copper. Its resistivity, nichrome, what I am talking about, nichrome always have its resistivity which is 60 times more than that of copper. Okay, therefore where it is used? It is used in the heater elements, or it may be even used in say electric iron. In electric iron, where we need such very strong resistivity. Okay, and there we also require the conduction of current as well as relatively stronger resistivity, and therefore we use such thing in those appliances. That means either we use in electric heater, the element heater, or we use it in the electric kettle or electric iron. This is such a thing. Okay. After knowing this conductors, insulators, resistivity, conductivity, etc., let us discuss further some remaining thing of resistance. That is how the resistances are made up of, how the resistances are made up, and how they are represented in commercial or in industry. Mostly you have seen that resistances are found in the form of small colorful plastic jackets or small resistances. Okay, and there we have certain code, and therefore by means of that code, those code we can very easily decide that what could be the approximate value of that resistance wire. I tell you one thing, that we mostly take we mostly take the carbon dust. Carbon is in fact placed in the form of cylinder, and then after proper heating, when cylinder is properly made, then some plastic jacket or ceramic jacket is enclosed. It is enclosed by some ceramic or plastic jackets. वो बनने के बाद जो तैयार होता है, तो that could be our main carbon resistance. Now we will discuss the color coding of carbon resistance. This is the resistance wire, and on this plastic jacket is there. It always has 4 rings. First 3 rings are together and the last one is slightly away. Sometimes it has only 3 rings. Sometimes it has only 3 rings, and in some cases, in most of the cases, it has 4 rings. Okay. This is A, this is B, this is C, this is your D. A, B, C, D. This A gives us the idea about the numbers. B also gives us the idea about the numbers. They give significant numbers. The C gives the multiplier, or 10 to the power something. And D is the toleration power, the tolerance power, how strong it could be. It has only limited color, either gold or silver, or no color. If it has gold, then its tolerance power is 5%. This fourth has, if it is gold, then it is 5% tolerance. Its tolerance power is 5%. If it is silver, then it is 10% plus minus, of course. At 10% tolerance. If it is no color, if no fourth ring, no color, then its tolerance is 20%, plus minus 20% tolerance. This is what we have, the thing that how this tolerance comes. Okay, let me have a table for this serial number. Then next is what we can have, color. Then letter to remember. Digit or multiplier. Serial number 1. First we write color is black. It is letter to remember is B. It is brown. It is another B. Next is third is red. Color to remember is word to remember is R. Fourth number is orange. Letter to remember is O. Then fifth number is yellow. Letter to remember is Y. Sixth is green. This is just G. Then 7 number is blue. This letter is again B. 8 number is gray. And the 9th is white. Letter is capital G, and this is your W. and here corresponding digit is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, green 5, 6, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. There is one thing that is not used. Instead of gray, it is in fact the 9. It is 10th one. It is 8. It is 9. It is 10. In between, it is violet. It is 8. And therefore, this is just V, and this is G and W. And this blue stands for this is green stand. This black stands for 0, brown stands for 1, red stands for 2, orange stands for 3, yellow stands for 4. This green stands for 5, and this blue stands for 6, violet stands for 7, this for 8, and this for 9. And power of 0, 10 to the power 0, 10 to the power 1, 10 to the power 2, 10 to the power 3, 10 to the power 4, 10 to the power 5, 10 to the power 6, 10 to the power 7, 10 to the power 8, 10 to the power 9. Okay, these are the table for color coding. Table for color code. Okay, this is table for color code. We have seen that some colors are there, and later to remember, and this digits, corresponding digits, and these are the multiplier. Remember one thing, that this corresponds to first and second, A and B. The resistance is A, B, 10 to the power C. This is this much of ohm. Remember, this is the general idea how we decide, and of course there is some plus minus tolerance. Plus minus tolerance. Therefore, suppose we have first color as this is one color. The first color is say brown, then it stands for 1. Second color is say green, and then green means it is 5. Okay, and third color is say orange, that is stands for 10 to the power 3. Suppose I am having a first color as brown, second color is our say red. Red means it has the value of 2, and third color is our orange. Its value is 10 to the power 3. Okay, the multiplier is 10 to the power 3. That means the value of R will be 12 into 10 to the power 3 ohm. This is how we determine this, and practically if we want to show you this thing, we can again have this as the resistance. Yes, now you are just observing that here this is the real version of resistance, that is commercially available resistance. Here we can see that 4 bands are there. First band is your brown, second is black, and third one is red, and fourth one is your golden. Always remember, we have to count from left side, okay, and at the estimate the tolerance one is considered. And from left side, first one is your brown. Brown means it is your 1. It corresponds to 1 number. And next one is black. Black corresponds to 0. That means 10. AV becomes 10. And third one, the multiplier is your red. Red means your 10 to the power 2. Okay, that means altogether what we have, that 10 into 10 to the power 2 ohm. Okay, and the tolerance power is your 5%. That means this is your 5% tolerance, plus minus 5% tolerance. Yes, we were discussing, we have shown you the close picture of this commercially available carbon resistance. One thing you have seen that it has 4 colors. First one, second one, third one, and the fourth one. Always remember, we have to count the terms from left hand side of this fourth band. Fourth band is our golden here. That means tolerance power is 5% only. And first color which appears here is brown. Second color is pure black. And third color is red. Then according to our general idea, that according to our formula, R equal to AB 10 to the power C plus minus D. This is the general idea. And how much we can say A is your 1, and that is brown has 1, and black is 0, and 10 to the power C is red, 10 to the power 2 into 10 to the power 2. Clear? AB into 10 to the power C plus minus D. That means it is 1000 plus minus 5% ohm. This is the value of this resistance. Okay. Now after knowing this particular resistance, what we have seen that what is resistance we have discussed, what is resistivity we have discussed, how different materials are classified, that we have discussed. Okay. Now in the next session we will discuss the details about free electron model and the corresponding drift velocity, and how we use the free electron model in describing or in deriving Ohm's law. And after knowing that, we can also see what are the temperature effect of resistivity. Thank you.